men I meet at so old. Last week, I went out with this man that talked...
I'm sorry, what were you talking about?
Give me that knife.
What are you doing?
I can't let you go through with this. Do you want to spend the rest of your life rotting away in some disgusting jail cell, bribing screws for cigarettes and toilet paper?
Rose, in Miami, it is not a felony to cut the wedding cake.
Cut the... Wait.
All right, now, attention everyone. I want to propose a toast to Dorothy Zbornak, who got an A in her French class, proving that you can teach an old dog new tricks.
And if anyone knows about tricks...
Well, they cleaned me out, took everything I owned. All I have is what I have on.
They took your clothes?
My clothes, my shoes, girdle, everything. Thank God I'm insured.
Ma, why in the world would they want your clothes?
Who knows? Short girl robber, travels a lot, likes strip dry. It's okay, I'm thrilled. I hated my clothes. I need new clothes.
Boy, I hope Alma's all right.
Don't worry about Alma. She's a tough old broad.
Dorothy, look at me. I have turned back the hands of time. Since Dirk asked me out, I've dropped 10 years. Why, my face is smooth, my body is taut, and my gears are grinding. Read any good books lately?
Pumping Iron. I saw the movie too, but I don't think it did the book justice.
How could it?
I really like being with you.
Well, thank you, Dirk.
I like the way you sound and the way you look.
Well, thank you, Dirk.
You remind me of my mother.
Maybe she can't stand up. Maybe Willard has to carry her around the set.
Come on, honey. We don't want to keep our dates waiting.
Wait, Blanche, honey, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, no, I never wear underwear.
Well, we had our share of problems. Believe me, we had some hard times. Once a mysterious drifter stole our butter churn.
Well, I guess Ma and Gloria aren't coming back for dinner. Let's say we go out and grab a hamburger.
Oh, sounds good to me.
This reminds me of when Daddy used to take us for hamburgers on Saturday night. We'd grab our dog Binky and we'd fly into the... Evil is as evil does.
Oh, will you stop being so judgmental? This is a situation you know nothing about. At least Blanche has been there before and she knows what I'm going through.
Well, not exactly. Actually, I've never been with a married man.
Get out of here.
We shouldn't take any chances. I can't be moved. Somebody else will have to give up their room for Rose's family.
You're fine. You're staying with me. You always complain and we always get through it.
All right, fine. But I'm begging you, while we're sleeping together, please, lay off the broccoli at dinner, huh? One afternoon, I thought I saw Pat Sajak riding side saddle on a dolphin.
I'm gonna get something to eat.
Oh, yeah, good idea. There's that salad in the fridge. Sophia?
No, I have to finish this. Knit 1, purl 2.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Knock it off, Rose. Dorothy, you are being irrational. Now, the bottom line is we're talking about your health. That is a very precious thing. The longer you put this surgery off, the more you may be risking your health. I just don't think that's a risk worth taking, do you?
Yes.
I need to hit Wally's bar for ladies' night. I'll see y'all later. Don't you girls wait up.
Hold it, Blanche. I don't think you should go anywhere till you finish your homework.
Oh, I'll just be gone a few hours.
You get right back here and hit those books.
Oh, if you want a diploma, you have to apply yourself. Do you think Bob Hope got all those degrees without studying? Look, if the tickets are that hard to get, maybe we just weren't meant to go.
Maybe you weren't, Rose. But 2 weeks from now, I intend to be sitting in front of old Blue Eyes himself. Live, in person, middle-aged spread and all.
You can take off a few pounds by then if you put your mind to it. I've been a housewife for 32 years. I totally depended on Charlie.
Yeah, but the point is, eventually you did what you had to do. You took care of yourself. Sweetheart, you're now in exactly the same position.
Not exactly. I'm 5 years older, and nobody wants me around.
Oh, honey, we want you around. We just can't afford to pay you.
Yes.
And?
And it was a surprise.
How's that possible? Another man showed up?
What I mean is, I had never seen a man before.
Then get the Millers across the street to tar and feather their lawn jockey.
I'm gonna go out on the lanai for a while. The air is always so nice and fresh after a storm.
As long as you're out there, Rose, why don't you pull some weeds?
Okay.
Well, yesterday you said you were going to pull the weeds.
I said I'd get it done, and it's getting done, so lighten up.
You have to. Sue me. We will. Fine. That jerk! Trying to intimidate us. Just who does he think he is? What is it, mouth?
Back home, most people start off with how do.
She's going into renal failure, so a transplant is her best hope.
Oh, honey, I'm so sorry.
What happens if she doesn't get your kidney?
She'll die.
You hold her life in your hands? What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
I'm glad you're not my sister.
Next thing I knew, I was holding him, he was crying, we were in bed, it was just as it always had been.
Well, I'm shocked.
I was too. You know, Chrissy didn't teach him a thing. Oh, come on now, Blanche. Even the paper boy knows where you'll end up.
You know what I mean. With Richard, I have to be prepared for anything. Last week, he asked me out to lunch. We ended up going horseback riding.
Personally, I've always been afraid of dating a wealthy man.
Why, Rose, fear of gold bullion?
Hi.
Hi, I hear you had a great time tonight.
It was the best. I haven't laughed so much or acted so silly since I was a teenager. You know what we did?
What?
We ran a toll booth. Arnie said he just did it because it was there. Oh, he is the most outrageous, unpredictable man I've ever met.
Jeffrey's on a low-sodium diet.
She never could help Mama because she had heart flutters, and she never could take gym class, no, because she had a tip uterus, and she never did any housework because she had a spastic colon. Now, she has attached kidneys.
That girl is some kind of mutant.
This is so cute. I think they're going for a walk.
Rose, now get away from that door.
I can't help it. I just think it's amazing that a man would look up his first love after all these years. Oh, I wonder why Italian men are so romantic.
It's the tight pants, Rose.
I could never become seriously involved with anybody in show business.
Thank you, Rose. I don't know what to say. And I mean that from the bottom.
Okay, let's get the show on the road.
Rose, you sure you don't want to come and just watch?
Come on, Rose. You'll sit and watch my dentures eat corn on the cob. It's a lot of laughs.
No, I don't want to kill anyone else.
Honey, you sure you're going to be all right here alone?
She'll be fine. If someone breaks in, she'll just have to sleep with them. For the first 3 months of your life, you try to breastfeed off my cameo.
Rose, come on. Do you really think we could do it?
Well, it might take a little time, but we'd sure save a lot of money.
Then let's give it a shot.
Great. My unmarried daughter wants to spend her weekend with a toilet. Now I can die in peace.
Great, Rose. Call the tidy bowl man. He'll jump in his boat and spread the news.
Girls,
I'm just so glad you're still up. Wait till I tell you about my date.
Wait till I tell you about my discovery.
Let's hear it.
It came to me when I was enjoying my second cup of Ovaltine.
Richard flew me to Atlanta for dinner in his private jet.
You're kidding.
And that's when it hit me. We don't even need our sludge tube.
Rose,
Do we have any orange juice left?
No, we're all out.
All right, I want an answer, and I want it now. Which one of you has been dipping into my Vicks Vapor Rub?
Glad you must still be running a fever. You're hallucinating. I am going to win that award.
I'm sorry we're late, but we couldn't find the table. But then I recognized Dorothy's hacking. Everybody, this is Raoul.
It's a pleasure to be here.
He doesn't talk loud at the movies, doesn't take his own pulse, and he's still interested.
In what?
Rose, if you have to ask, it does not matter anymore.
Sit down, Sophia. You must be exhausted.
Why, I rode in the cab. I didn't push it.
Oh, Sophia, honey, how nice to see you.
Who are you?
It's me, Blanche.
You look like a prostitute.
And I'm not saying this because she is my daughter, but she was the best Abraham Lincoln the third grade ever saw. Now, when she freed the second grade, there was not a dry eye in the house.
Somehow I just can't picture Kate as Abraham Lincoln.
Now, Stan, do me a favor. Take off your hair and hold it up to Kate's chin.
Who invited the priest? You know I can't cut loose with a priest around.
Sophia, he happens to be a very nice man.
He gives me the creeps. He's been following me. They always follow the old people. It's like parking tickets. They got a last rights quota.
Sophia, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Buzz off, Padre.
Well, no, I don't suppose I can stop you if you insist on coming and getting him. But you let me tell you this. If you and Michael don't straighten up and give that boy the love and attention he deserves, I will kick your uppity butt till hell won't have it again.
Mama's jewels. I can never replace them. Oh, I'm just beside myself. And you ought to see the mess they made in there. They fat tore this place apart.
They were probably looking for drugs.
We have Malox and estrogen. Now, how many junkies have gas and hot flashes?
When Dirk looks at me, you think he sees an old woman? No, he sees a young, vibrant, passionate contemporary.
Blanche, you haven't even been out with him yet.
Oh, but my instincts are infallible in this. Believe me, I know men.
No arguments here.
A husband like Dirk could keep me young another 20 years.
I'll kill you.
I'll have the watercress salad with 2 lemon wedges, please.
Oh, that sounds great. I didn't even see that on my menu. I'll have the same thing. Isn't this a lovely place?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite restaurants.
I'm into macrobiotics myself.
I am too. I just like this atmosphere.
Your sister Gloria never sits home on a Friday night, and she's a widow. Every time I talk to her, she's going out with another guy.
Ma, she calls you 3 times a year.
She's very busy. I'm thrilled she finally found the time for a visit.
Ma, why do you always make excuses for her?
I don't make excuses for any of my children. Except Phil.
Then Mother'd bring in some homemade eggnog and snickerdoodles. And then we'd decorate the tree. And after Daddy had hung the star at the very top of the tree, we'd all join hands and pray. And then Daddy'd tell us a story and tuck us into our feather
Who
bed.
was your father, Rose? Michael Landon? And that's what matters. Hi, Ma.
So, you started up with your married man again.
How did you know?
Of the amazing Kreskin. I was listening outside the door.
Oh, Ma.
Oh, I can't put my ear to the door, but you can put your...
Ma!
Dorothy, just look at this man. He is obviously guilty as sin. I don't even know why they're bothering with a trial.
What trial?
Oh, the Duncan Osgood trial. You know, that big society murder over in Palm Beach?
What makes you so sure he's guilty?
His wife was found at the bottom of their private lake clutching his dickie in her hand.
Well, that would certainly place him at the scene of the crime.
It's just that I've always dreamed about learning to tap dance, and I guess I'd get too gung-ho about things. When I was a child, I used to get overexcited and pet the cat too hard.
Oh, what is it?
Oh,
Sit down.
nothing. I'm all right. I'm fine.
No, you are not, and I'm tired of watching you suffer.
That's what Daddy said to our horse, old Toby, when he broke his leg.
Dorothy, that doesn't make sense.
It makes sense to me. I don't like doctors. I don't like hospitals.
Nobody likes hospitals, but there's nothing to be scared of.
Oh, really, Rose? What about blood? What about death? What about those 90s that don't close up in the back?
Oh, I can't do that. I'd be too embarrassed.
But that's what teachers are there for.
I know exactly how she feels. I used to be scared of my teachers, too.
Get out of here.
No, it's true. Elementary school was a nightmare. I was afraid to talk in class.
Why?
Well, I had a slight speech impediment. I mean, it's different for kids these days. You know, they have Barbara Walters to look up to.
Sophia, why are you in such a bad mood?
Forgive me, Rose, but I haven't had sex in 15 years and it's starting to get on my nerves. So, Big Shot, did you get the tickets?
Can't you say hello first?
Hello, Big Shot, did you get the tickets?
Rose, look at me. Rose, listen, you are feeling sorry for yourself. Sure, you're 5 years older. So am I. So is Blanche. All right, so you have a few more wrinkles. So do I. So is Blanche. All right, you're a little thicker around the middle. So is Blanche. It took 3 seconds. I wasn't sure that we had done anything, actually, until 9 months later when the baby came. Then I figured out that we had. You know, that was my only proof.
I waited till my wedding night.
Looks like you had a little bad luck here.
Boy, we certainly did. Any damage to your place?
Nope, not a scratch.
Oh, thank goodness. If the wind had been blowing in the opposite direction, your tree could have fallen into your living room.
What do you mean, my tree?
She means your tree because it was on your property.
No way, lady. This is your tree. It's your responsibility.
Oh, my goodness, our tree fell into your yard.
Ma, I'm glad you're here, Mr. Barton. I went down to the courthouse this morning.
This isn't a social call. This morning, when I got in my car, somebody let the air out of my tire. I know she did it.
But that's ridiculous.
If I get you on my property, I'm going to have her arrested.
Mr. Barton, I assure you, my mother had nothing to do with your tires. It was just a coincidence.
Coincidence, my eye. I'm going next door to Frida Goodson's. We're having a club meeting.
I didn't know you were in a club.
Yeah, a bunch of us get together and send our pictures into Willard Scott with a note saying we're 100.
Ma, that's ridiculous.
You got a better way to get on the Today Show?
For my children, I wouldn't even have to think. I mean, I'd give them both my kidneys. I'd cut them out myself.
Me too. I'd give them my heart.
I'd give to all my children, except Phil.
Why not Phil?
Because he never calls, he never writes. I only hear from him at Christmas when he sends me a cheddar cheese nativity scene. I'm Catholic. I can't spread a wise man on a Ritz cracker.
I'll understand, you know, if you decide not to.
Well, how come you didn't ask Charmaine for her kidney? You're always closer to Charmaine.
Charmaine's kidneys are attached to each other.
What do you mean attached?
Well, the two are joined. It's like having one big kidney and you can't separate them.
Leave it to Charmaine.
Sophia?
Augustine?
You shrunk.
Hasta.
Hello, Stan.
Blanche, Rose, don't leave on my account.
No, they have to. They're hitching up the house to the car and entering it in the Rose Parade.
And that's where I first met Eddie, the Aqua Midget.
He was a blue midget?
Don't be ridiculous. He was a diving midget. That was his act. He used to jump off a stepladder into this gigantic punch bowl.
Didn't.
Not me. Last night on Dallas. Or Dynasty, or Falcons Landing, or one of those. They're all the same.
Oh, I thought you were the one.
Oh, please. I could never do anything like that. If you saw my brother-in-law, you'd know why.
She backed over him with a combine, and she didn't even know she had done it until she found little bits of plaid in the corn. She said, "Funny, that looks like bits of Joe's plaid shirt. And that looks like bits of Joe's overalls. And that looks like bits of Joe's arms. And that looks Rose." We get the picture.
You would?
Absolutely.
I'll just tell the pilot to turn the plane around.
No way! Well, that won't be necessary. My goodness, we're 10,000 feet up. Besides, I know how you have your heart set on it.
Blanche, you're adorable.
I know.
Oh, Dorothy, you scared me. What are you doing up so late?
Honey, do you know what's behind that wall that you're banging on?
A lateral fusion pipe.
And do you know what's on the other side of that lateral fusion pipe?
No.
My head!
And my chest was already completely coated. I did it out of spite because you lost the pre-measured cup off my NyQuil.
Rose, I took your stupid cup. And you know why? Because I feel lousy, and being mean to you makes me feel better.
Dorothy's Bordak. You can go straight to HE double hockey sticks.
Doesn't she have the most adorable little sneeze? It's okay, I didn't want my salad anyway.
What if she marries him? What'll happen to us? This house is hers.
Then we'll move.
We can't afford to buy a house. What do we have for collateral? A gay cook?
Oh, come on, Rose. Nobody is getting married. Now let's go talk to Blanche.
Dorothy, we'll become bag ladies. Hi there.
Ma, what's the matter?
Everyone is fine. No one died. The home burnt down.
My God, are you all right? How'd you get here?
I hitched.
Ma.
A cab. I took a cab.
Well, you should have called.
I'm perfectly capable of managing by myself. I don't need help. I'm a totally independent person.
I know.
I need $67 for the cab.
Take a look at that stretch of beach, huh? And that's our house? Mm-hmm. That is Chrissy on a new Hobie cat. It's Chrissy in the hot tub. That's me and Chrissy at a luau.
Is she the one with the apple in her mouth?
Ma!
You know, she looks pretty good for being in the ground for 2 hours.
To my son-in-law and my daughter, may she be as happy with her new life mate as I am with mine. Here,
Blanche, don't you think it's time we cut the cake?
Oh, yes, I do, Rose.
The name Madonna doesn't really fit her.
Slut would be better.
Sophia!
Please. She did things on that stage I never did with my husband.
Dorothy, one thing to say.
Oh, my.
It's a mess.
We've been robbed.
Oh, boy.
Shh, be quiet. They could still be here.
Who? The Supreme Court. Who?
I thought you were the killers.
Relax. I called the police. They stole my stole.
What?
My mink stole.
Oh, no.
Stan gave it to me.
Oh.
It was the only present he ever gave me that didn't need an extension cord.
They got my jewels.
But I see they didn't get your cocaine.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah.
Goodness, I didn't even have time to put on my makeup. Would you mind waiting out in the van, Dirk? I'll be with you in just a minute.
Sure.
I do believe the man said gorgeous. I'm going to live forever.
Not outside of an institution.
You're a good daughter, Dorothy.
I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to say.
I'll tell you what you could say. You could say I don't owe you the $50.
Ma, you are a crazy lady. And I love you. I love you. I love you.
I love you too, pussycat. Clear out, girls. Dorothy needs her space.
Ma, don't start with me.
Now, come on, you two. Let's put on our happy faces. It's a beautiful day and Gloria's coming. Why don't you just kiss and make up?
Why don't you just blow it out your ditty bag?
I'll get it.
I'll get it.
Ma, I said I'd get it.
I don't want you to get it.
Let's not argue. You get it.
What am I, your servant? That Gloria's some special kid.
Oh, Ma, she's your baby. All mothers think their babies are special.
That's ridiculous. I think all my children are special. Except Phil.
Sure, Ma.
Oh, Dorothy, can I make a little suggestion when you go for your makeover?
Sure, what is it?
Don't expect a miracle.
I need the whole amount to put down on my new car, so that's why I tried to sell it to you. But I can't go through with it. I cannot sell you that car.
You can't sell it to anyone. Somebody stole it. What? Somebody stole it?
Very nice, Rose. I lend you a perfectly fine automobile, no strings attached. And you let some thief drive off in it. Rose Nyland, I will never forgive you.
Wasn't it insured? They'll pay you full blue book.
All is forgiven.
Morning.
Oh, here, taste this.
What is it?
Oh, it's my special maple syrup, honey brown sugar, molasses, Rice Krispies log.
How practical. A snack you can panel your den with.
Some people put flour in it, but I think that makes it too heavy. My kids always liked it this way.
Tell me, Rose, do any of your kids still have their own teeth? Your family was awfully tough on pets, weren't they, Rose?
Dorothy, this could be more serious than you think. Now, why don't you have a doctor look at that foot?
I already have.
When?
1965.
A tumor, it sounds serious.
No. It's a very simple surgical procedure. As a matter of fact, I'd only be in the hospital overnight.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, what a relief.
So when are you going to have the surgery?
Never.
Honey, you just now said yourself it's a very simple procedure.
Oh, it is for the doctor. But it happens to be my foot that he wants to cut open. And it turned out to be the smartest thing I could have done. Because not only did she help me, with the speech problem, she was the one who inspired me to go into the teaching profession.
You know what? I think tomorrow after class I will talk to Professor Cooper.
Good girl.
Whatever happened to your teacher, Mrs. Lenhoff?
Oh, gosh. Last I heard, she retired from teaching, opened a bed and breakfast someplace in Rhode Island.
I hate Jell-O. If God wanted peaches suspended in midair, he would have filled them with helium. What? Beat it, Rose. I'm busy.
What are you doing?
It's Tuesday night. I'm cleaning out my purse.
Did all that stuff come out of your purse?
No, I was also cleaning out my ears. That's where the phenomen in the rain bonnet came from.
Cookies and cream ice cream, my favorite. Oh,
Wait a minute. We're eating dessert. We can't start with dessert. If we're going to have dessert, we better have something to begin with.
sure, we can have some lemon chicken and smoked ham. It's all prepared.
Well, let's just start with appetizers.
That's fine.
Yeah, how about smoked oysters?
Oh, good. Oh, you'll never guess what I found.
Jimmy Hoffa.
Well, so what happened?
Stanley. That's what happened. Stanley. I went to a drive-in with Stanley. He said he was being shipped off to Korea and would probably die, and it would mean so much. That was my part of the war effort.
Oh, Dorothy, would you please open this jar of macadamia nuts for me?
You can't get it open?
Oh, I didn't try. I don't want to risk cracking a nail.
What are these, claws?
Well, I figured you wouldn't mind, seeing as how you work with your hands all day.
I'm a teacher. I grade papers. I don't shuck oysters.
Because of everything he gave to me. He was loving, he was loyal, he was fun. He never left my side.
I wish my ex had been like Fluffy. Would have solved a lot of problems.
You could have had him fixed.
Blanche, I know you need some time to think it over.
You're damn right I do. We're talking about a vital organ in my body here.
I know.
You gonna give it to her or not, Sophia? What does it mean, a little less bourbon?
It's a big decision, Sophia. She's got to think about it.
She's family. If you can't count on family, who the hell can you count on?
She's Italian.
That's right, but unlike yours, I didn't need penicillin to get through it.
Ma, you never told me you were engaged. What happened?
The war happened. Augustine went off to fight, and I never heard from him again until today.
I wonder why he looked you up after all this time.
Are you kidding? He was crazy about me. I was the only girl in the village who didn't want to be a nun. La 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 la.
Ma, what smells so great?
Nothing, just a little spaghetti sauce I threw together.
Oh, come on. This is your special 14-hour sauce. What's the occasion?
Nothing.
Oh, come on. You haven't made this sauce since Uncle Dominic married off that daughter of his. You know, the one who looks like Tony Bennett?
Come on in, girls. See? What did I tell you?
Ma, what are you doing?
I was having a meeting with my vacation club. It seems there are a lot of children who like to take vacations without their mothers.
Yeah, but then what are you all doing here?
They never heard of a woman going to bed with her ex-husband. That's him, girls. I can't explain it either. You shouldn't take him back. It's not just my opinion. We took a vote.
He was a decent man, you know.
I know. He was.
Caring.
Very special. And it's all my fault.
He had a heart attack. It's not your fault.
He had a heart attack with me. Mrs. Beatty, my late husband, had a heart attack with me as well. They dropped like flies around me. The second time, Dorothy knows.
Charlie.
No.
Yes.
What exactly do you do in bed, Rose? Nothing. I do nothing. Well, maybe that's it. They have to do it all.
Now, I haven't been wealthy all my life, you know.
Oh, really?
No. I started out in the shipping department of a large manufacturing company. And after lots of hard work and long hours, 10 years later, I owned the company.
With that bathroom repair, that's the lowest you're going to see.
Are you kidding? This is the highest I have seen. Look,
$3,000?
Hey, ladies, hire whoever you like, but I'm an expert. I can take a toilet apart blindfolded.
now there's a dying art. What's your point?
The point is, a lot of things can go wrong. Wood rot, loose plaster, cracked pipes.
Crooked plumbers? Oh, honey, of course not.
What are you doing?
We're having a group hug.
Well, knock it off. The neighbors will get the wrong idea.
I would just love to have you there so you can eat your heart out when I accept the award.
Oh, don't worry. I'm going to be there because I'll be the one accepting the award.
Well, if you're both going, I'm going too. I have just as much chance of winning as you do.
You have done some good work, Dorothy. But not enough people like you. Sorry.
Blanche!
Come here.
Blanche, your friend Harry wants an answer tonight. What are you going to tell him?
I haven't decided. I guess I'll know when I hear it come out of my mouth.
You'll know when you hear it come out of your mouth. This isn't a belch, Blanche. This is marriage.
You can communicate directly from your heart, can't you, Dorothy?
Oh, don't ask me. I can't get through to New Jersey with MCI.
That's him. He's early. I haven't finished my face.
Well, the only thing left is to dip it in bronze. We'll get it.
Rose, what are you doing?
Watching the cheese balls.
You're supposed to be watching Dorothy.
I was watching Dorothy. But every time I watch her, Sophia eats a cheese ball.
Honey, let her have the darn cheese balls. Nobody else wants them.
Cheese ball, Father?
Yes, thank you very much. Now I know what I'm giving up for Lent.
Stanley, would you be a dear and get me some champagne?
It is always a pleasure to get a drink for an attractive woman. I get one for you too, Dorothy.
Would you excuse us?
Have you ever met a man who knows how to push all your buttons?
Just once. He was a cabana boy in Pensacola.
This is a .375 Magnum. One of the most powerful handguns in the world. It could blow your head off. The only problem is, I don't remember if I shot 4 rounds or 5. So you have to ask yourself, do you feel lucky? Well, do ya? Punk!
Go ahead, make her day.
Wait, Sophia, where are you going?
To my room.
Oh, you can't. It could be dangerous.
Please, I'm 80. Bathtubs are dangerous.
Oh, come on, this is ridiculous. They aren't here anymore. Let's go check our rooms.
Oh, I just thank God they didn't take my Chinese vase. Oh, I'm going to check the kitchen.
Wait, don't leave me. What'll I do if they come back?
Show them your slides of Hawaii. You got it for me when I got married. You remember?
Who could forget? I carried it all the way from Sicily. And for what? So you could get divorced. I should have gotten you something returnable, like a donkey.
There is a new outfit for you, and some warm pajamas, and an electric blanket. Every time I call you, it seems you have a cold.
I'll call more often.
Don't pick on your sister. Here, she brought you something.
It's a gift certificate for a complete makeover at Elizabeth Arden's.
Maybe now you can get a date.
You still angry with me?
I was never really angry. I was worried. I don't like seeing you in pain. You still angry with me?
What for? For trying to stop your daughter from making a mistake?
Somebody has to. You kids get to be middle-aged. You think you know everything.
I don't care what you say. You were speeding.
I tell you, that is not why that highway patrolman was following us.
Blanche, please.
Oh, my God.
Dorothy, are you all right?
Honey, it's not as bad as it looks. The doctor says I'm fine. Just have to take it a little easy for a few days, that's all.
You're lying.
Oh, Sophia, Dorothy wouldn't lie.
A mother knows when her child is lying. It's like back radar. Now, what did the doctor really say?
He said I have to have surgery.
Surgery for what?
For kicks, Rose.
You mean like extra credit?
Well, you could say that.
Oh, well, that's fine. I'm ready, willing, and able. I'll do whatever I have to.
Oh, I like your attitude, Blanche. This is my home phone number. If you really want that degree, you'll use it. You catch my drift?
Oh. Oh. I balloon up. I can go out to dinner, and in the middle of the meal, my pants are cutting off my circulation so bad my feet are turning blue.
Well, I just want to be svelte for Barry.
Barry Glick is very important to you.
Barry was the man that I wanted to be the first.
First where?
On Mars, Rose. Great news. I stopped by the courthouse this morning and got a copy of our property map. The tree definitely belongs to Mr. Barton, and it is his responsibility to remove it.
Play it safe. Stick with the curse.
Oh, Mom. Well, I've stayed with you all these years. Is that it, Rose? I mean, are you finished, or is there something else that you don't understand?
Well, actually, there is. I don't understand how a thermos keeps things both hot and cold. Hi.
Hi, I hear you had a great time tonight.
It was the best. I haven't laughed so much or acted so silly since I was a teenager. You know what we did?
What?
We ran a toll booth. Arnie said he just did it because it was there. Oh, he is the most outrageous, unpredictable man I've ever met.
Jeffrey's on a low-sodium diet. Oh, hello there. I don't believe we've been introduced. My name is Blanche Devereaux. That's French for Blanche Devereaux.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Forgive me for staring, but I do declare you're just about the most attractive man I've seen in Florida since Mr. John Forsythe performed Hamlet at the Burt Reynolds Dinner Theater.
Sophia?
Augustine?
You shrunk.
I left him on the doorstep. I wanted the neighbors to see what a bunch of galoop you married.
I'll be back in a minute.
So where is this vacation spot you're going to where they don't allow mothers?
Look, Ma, please, we'll discuss this after Stan leaves.
What's to discuss? You leaving me behind to guard the house like an old watchdog. I hope a neighbor comes by to give me fresh water.
Shrimp?
She's pretty uptight. I'm gonna have fun teasing her tonight.
Why don't we just start dinner?
Oh, good. What are we having?
Short ribs.
I suppose I have to tell her.
Oh, yes, you do. You cannot let the police tell her. Oh, the night George died, my telephone rang and a highway patrolman said, "Pardon me, ma'am, do you have a yellow convertible and a husband named George?" I said, "Yes, of course, good grief, what's happened?" And he said, "Hold on, ma'am. Put me on hold with that music while you wait." I sat there at 2 in the morning listening to Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. Practically accepted into college. Now she's flying off to the Bahamas with a doctor.
Blanche, this trip to the Bahamas, it is not with the doctor.
What do you mean?
Girl's a slut.
You're a wonderful plumber's assistant, Dorothy. Boy, you sure know your way around a snake.
I've had a lot of experience. After all, I was married to one for 38 years.
Oh, we're right on schedule. We ought to have that toilet tank in by sundown.
By sundown. By sundown! Oh, this is such fun. Oh, this is so exciting. This is so depressing.
The stuff tasted great, and Salvador decided to market it. At first, it didn't move so well. Linguine with ear salve on a menu doesn't look too appetizing. But once he changed the name to pesto sauce, it moved like hotcakes.
Ma, you're making this up.
So what? I'm old. I'm supposed to be colorful.
You'll have to excuse my mother. She recently had a stroke, and her perception is a little, distorted.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
No, you don't.
Why don't we start out with a tour of the house, and later on we'll sit down and go over that application you filled out.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, your house is just breathtaking.
I know.
You said it looked like a dump from the outside.
The band began to play. It was at that moment I realized my bosoms had the power to make music.
Didn't Bette Midler win a special Grammy for that?
Harry.
Ah, my pretty.
Oh, Harry. Everybody, this is Harry. Harry, this is Rose.
Rose.
And Dorothy.
Dorothy.
And this is Sophia.
Well, you must be Blanche's sister.
You must be blind.
But what's got me so sad? Oh, I just never had two better friends. I just can't stand the thought of leaving you.
Rose, what are you doing? Watching the cheese balls. You're supposed to be watching Dorothy.
I was watching Dorothy. But every time I watch her, Sophia eats a cheese ball.
Honey, let her have the darn cheese balls. Nobody else wants them.
Cheese ball, Father?
Yes, thank you very much. Now I know what I'm giving up for Lent.
That does it. The party is over. Everybody out. 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 Not you. Out. It's really been lovely. And if anything is missing, I will give your names to every narc in this city.
I won't be needing mace. I just bought a gun.
You don't know how to use a gun?
The man at the gun store taught me. In the basement, they've got a little shooting gallery, kind of like the ones at amusement parks. Except no prizes. And you shoot at little paper targets. This was mine.
Honey, there are no holes in it.
I know.
That's because they're all in your head.
I'll have the watercress salad with 2 lemon wedges, please.
Oh, that sounds great. I didn't even see that on my menu. I'll have the same thing. Isn't this a lovely place?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite restaurants.
I'm into macrobiotics myself.
I am too. I just like this atmosphere. Are there lots of men in heaven?
Oh, Blanche.
I'd like to know.
Dorothy, get me my rosary.
I'll be right back.
Listen, Sophia. What about men? Are there lots of men in heaven?
Oh, Blanche, come on.
Well, you asked her about God and Jesus.
Is there anything else we can get you, Sophia? A little tea, perhaps?
I'm not in England. I'm having a heart attack.
Who did Ma always leave in charge?
Me?
Right. And do you know why?
Yeah, because Phil played with matches.
No. Because Ma trusted you with responsibility. In her eyes, I could never be as good as you. Ma looked at you and saw a wonderful future. She looked at me and hoped I would marry rich. Which I did. Very rich.
Glenn? Dorothy? Yeah, I miss you. I think we have to talk. Yes, Mr. Yamamoto. Yes. Fine, I'll see you there.
Oh, I'm so glad you're going back to work.
Yeah, he was thrilled too.
Come on now, we've got to get you two settled. Can you get those, honey?
Sure, Mom. Thank you for inviting us to stay with you.
Oh, thank you for these lovely gifts. What are you going to do with yours?
It's a log. I'm going to burn it. Ma, it's my foot.
Your foot, my heart. Do you have any idea how much a mother suffers when she sees her child in pain?
Ma, don't do this.
I'll tell you how much. Worse than the 23 hours of labor it took to bring you into this world. Worse than the burns I got working nights as a fry cook to help put you through college. Worse than the time...
All right, Ma.
Oh, I can't do that. I'd be too embarrassed.
But that's what teachers are there for.
I know exactly how she feels. I used to be scared of my teachers, too.
Get out of here.
No, it's true. Elementary school was a nightmare. I was afraid to talk in class.
Why?
Well, I had a slight speech impediment. I mean, it's different for kids these days. You know, they have Barbara Walters to look up to. Barry Glick! Oh, boy, did I have the hots for him. He says he wants to get together next week.
You gonna see him?
See him? If he's within 50 pounds of where he used to be, I'm gonna marry him. Oh, Barry Glick!
Oh, and Mrs. Montez found her cat. I'll bet she's happy, too.
Not exactly. She found it under a Jeep Wagoneer.
Girls,
I'm feeling a little chilly. I think I'll go and get my sweater.
Oh, no, I'll get that. I'll get that.
Rose, for heaven's sakes, I can find my own way. I know you're trying to help, but if I could pilot my own plane cross-country during a storm, I could certainly find my way across the room. There. Now, do you see that I don't need anybody's help?
Great news. I stopped by the courthouse this morning and got a copy of our property map. The tree definitely belongs to Mr. Barton, and it is his responsibility to remove it.
Play it safe. Stick with the curse.
Oh, no. I've stayed with you all these years.
Hello, xin chào các bạn nha. Hôm nay mình sẽ bầu vào ổi. Ổi đây là ổi mình chảy tại vườn nhà mình nên rất là đảm bảo và ngon. Ổi nhà mình rồng. Mình thích ăn những quả xanh xanh này, nó sẽ giòn hơn. Bây giờ mình sẽ rửa qua đi. Đây nha các bạn nha. Mình đã rửa qua đi ạ. Do ổi nhà mình rồng nên là mình sẽ không phải ngâm. Mình chỉ rửa qua đi cho nó sạch thôi ạ. Vì ổi nhà mình không có thuốc sâu gì hết. Thơm luôn các bạn ạ.